Well, what's up, City Groups? This is Pastor Josh, and I just want to congratulate you guys on getting to week 5 of your City Group. I am celebrating you. We are rooting you on as a whole team. It is so awesome that you guys have continued to meet and take next steps with God as a community. We've had an amazing series, the WEiRD series. It's been fun. It's a different take on life, right? That's really what we've been talking about. As Christians, we're called to live a weird life, right? A life that looks very contrary to the world. And this week, we talked about having a weird family, a family that looks different and acts different than the rest of the world. We were challenged today. We got to encourage our kids in the process, right? Not inflate their ego, but to give them the proper kind of encouragement. Pastor Jeremy challenged us in a lot of ways of how to parent and lead a family really, really well. And for me, my life was a little bit different. My dad kind of had a weird family. We loved Jesus and we did things a little bit differently than the rest of the world. He was a coach of my baseball team. I grew up playing baseball. I loved it. Played travel baseball, even played a little college baseball. I loved baseball growing up. And my dad would take us, me and my brother who played baseball as well, into the backyard, and he would just pepper ground balls, right? And we lived in the country, so the grass wasn't the flattest in the world. And I remember we would just take ground ball after ground ball. Sometimes it would fly up, hit us in the chest, hit us in the arm. Sometimes we get a fat lip. But my dad was really teaching us to work hard. And not only that, I remember a key conversation with my dad when we were talking about baseball. And he said, listen, Josh, you're good and you're working really hard and you're getting better, but you have to remember, let other people talk about how good you are. Let other people tell the story of how important you are on the team. Don't talk about yourself. Have confidence, but don't be egotistical. So there was this moment, I was 9 years old and I had a really good year and our whole league had an all-star game and it came time to vote. Everyone voted for 3 or 4 players on the team that would go to the all-star team. And it came to our time where it was time for us to vote. And I remember the conversation with my dad. I made a decision. I'm not going to vote for myself because other people need to talk about me. I don't need to talk about how good I am. So I didn't vote for myself for the all-star team, even though deep down in my core, I believed I was an all-star. And I remember getting these results back, and it was a huge bummer because I ended up missing the all-star team by 1 vote. And I remember crying and being upset, but my dad was encouraging to me and he said, listen, work harder next year so it doesn't come down to you. Don't celebrate yourself. Don't lift yourself up. Let other people do it. And that was a weird way of approaching parenting compared to everyone else around me. The participation trophies, parents gloating and fighting about their kids having enough playing time and being on the all-star team. My dad said, no, you're going to work hard and you're going to earn it. It was completely different than everyone else around me. So today we're talking about families in our groups. I would love to hear a story, or I'd love to hear a value that your family instilled in you when you were a little kid that stayed with you all the way up into adulthood, into today's world. What is one thing that you remember from your childhood? Whether it was a grandma, your parents, it was someone that was supporting you as a kid. What is one thing that your family instilled in you that was weird, that changed your life, and you still hold on to today? All right, let's do the city groups.